Okay, let's get going. Yeah. Welcome back to Switch Off South Africa. I'm Nicky Nash, as always, in Power Car to change cars and all things motoring. Today, you guys joined me inside my long termer. This is the 2024 updated Polo GTI. So, obviously, from the interior, first thing that you'll notice the difference is this. I have buttons here. But this is not a full review. I'm going to post the full review. This is just something that you guys have asked. You guys would like to see a point of view drive. So I'm taking the car for a bit of a drive, and then I'm going to speak about what the car is capable of, what it does, what it can do, and then I'm just going to keep quiet and have fun with the vehicle, I guess. So power-wise here, you're looking at 147 kilowatts and 320 Newton meters of torque. And in something though small, best believe it gets the job done. I've had so much fun with this vehicle over the past over a month I've had the car, and my pockets have also been in some bit of a trouble. I'll speak about full cost of ownership of this vehicle for the month I've had it on the full review. So in Eco now, driving Eco, it's in gear 6. I feel like, so for reference, this car, it's so potent that even in Eco, for the day-to-day driving, for the most part of what you'll be doing with this car, Eco is enough. But when you put it into sport, it also gets the job done. I'll show you now. Once I get an opportunity to overtake, I'll overtake and show you how in Eco what it does. And then obviously I have the boost gauge open over here, so you can see the boost, the bar. You can see the G's, and you can see how many kilowatts the vehicle is producing on tap. So once I get an opening, yeah. But other than that, it's a good vehicle. I've spent time in it. Deep down, I don't want to give the car back because I feel like it's become my baby and it suits me. So I think VW is going to have a tough time getting this vehicle out of my hands. So I'll keep the gearbox in Eco and everything in Eco. I won't use the pedals for now. I'll just drive it in Eco so you guys can get a feel of how it is in Eco and in sport. So that's an Eco. Obviously, because I know the vehicle, if you look carefully and if you listen carefully, you'll hear me put my foot down way before that oncoming car had passed me. Because it's an Eco, I know the delay. So by the time that oncoming vehicle had passed me, I'd already been in the right gear. So the car does, in Eco, it takes a bit of a lag. But once you perfect that lag, there's really no lag. So foot down. And as well, let me put it into sport. I think that's what you guys want. So when you put the car into sport, I'm not sure if you guys will be able to hear, but the pumped-in audio or the exhaust nose and the car becomes there. The car becomes quite louder inside. So when you're in Eco, it's very quiet. Like, listen, I'm gonna put it in Eco, foot down. Alright? Put it into sport. Listen. So it gets significantly louder, and obviously the powers, you can feel the power is essentially the same, just that it's more responsive when it's in sport. It's in gear 4 now, S4, 6-speed DSG gearbox gets the job done. See, quick, opens up. Get a gap, put your foot down, and you're gone. very important to keep a good following distance. This is educational, by the way. Keep a good following distance, especially with the car that's raised like the car that's in front of me, so that when things hit the fan, especially when you can't see ahead of the car, you have enough time to slow down and maneuver around whatever situation could be going on. So this actually, I think this is my first time doing a POV drive. I really don't know what happens in POV drive. Sibua, come teach me. What do we normally say? What do we normally do? And that's 120. But I feel like for the daily use, and I said this when I was speaking to my friend about the vehicle, is that this car is perfect. Like when you want to have fun and not be in trouble, well, you can get in trouble with this vehicle, but if you want to have fun, this vehicle is the perfect vehicle because it's nippy, it's fast, very compact, so it gets small tight spaces, openings, cut and paste, in and out. I think this is one of the most perfect vehicles I've driven that can do that, aside from the SUV Sport. Like I had a conversation with my friend. I was thinking, I'm like, do you really need a Golf GTI, like the Golf 8 GTI? If you want a car that you're gonna have fun with, do you really need a Golf GTI when something like this can have as much fun? So it's a very important question that I've been asking myself. I'm like, do I really need a Golf GTI? So for example, you're looking at buying a GTI. You just want a GTI. You're not looking at the practicality of it, because in terms of practicality, this car is not one of the best in terms of practicality, and I speak about it in my full review. But it's something of, do you really need? If you don't want practicality, you just want a GTI for the sake of a GTI, a Polo GTI is a good offering. I've driven an 8 GTI, don't get me wrong, it's a good car, to be in. I haven't spent much time like this with the 8 GTI, so I do stand upon correction of myself when eventually I do get a chance to be in a GTI for a longer period. But I've thought to myself, do you really need an 8 GTI? If you just want the GTI nameplate, do you really need it? Because power-wise, this is not far off. I've had a robot-to-robot with a 7 GTI. This beats it. A 7.5 GTI. This beats it. An 8 GTI, depending on who gets the launch. If I get my launch correctly and I time it perfectly in this, the 8 GTI, and also depending on length, the 8 GTI doesn't catch me. Obviously, top end, that's when the 8 GTI will catch up. And there's something rattling. Oh, it's a water bottle. Let me just remove it quickly. So top end, obviously, the 8 GTI will get the job done. But how often, guys, do you go above 120, 140, 160, 180? That's illegal, so you shouldn't be doing that in the first place. But I know in South Africa, you guys do such things. But how often do you race someone on the highway? That's one. And how often do you race someone to side speeds? You know, so, and hugging, guys, hugging. What more do you need? I'm gonna make a quick U-turn and do a launch control, and also speak to you quickly about how launch control works in this vehicle. So launch control in this vehicle works two ways, right? There's full traction off. There's where traction is off, then there's where ESC is off. So I'm just gonna quickly stop here, do with traction off. Listen to the wheel spin the car will do. And that's full power. Traction in gear 2. The car hugs. What more do you want? So like I said, there's two types of launch controls. I'm gonna just quickly slow down and do the next one. There's traction off, so you press the button once. Then there's when you press and hold, it'll show you here, the car will go into ESC Sport. That's where it manages the traction for you. So it wants you to get more grip. So foot down. There. So just speaking about the launching, right? Let me put the car in eco. Hey, you guys are gonna eat my fuel, eh? But let me just speak about the launch controls there. So it's two ways. There's when you press the traction button once, it puts the car into traction off, right? Then when the vehicle is in traction off, what essentially happens is that the car allows you to spin up the wheels. Like, it allows you to spin. The car will spin its wheels until it gets traction. In this vehicle, it'll spin all the way through one, then it'll spin going into two, and then traction. It doesn't matter the surface. If it's a bit slippery, it'll spin to two. If you launch it correctly, so launch control, you shouldn't hold it for too long as well. You should hold it 2 seconds, then go. It'll give you full boost, and obviously the bars and whatever. And then the other type of launch is when you press and hold the traction button, it'll go into traction deactivated, and then another step will be the ESC Sport. So what it does there, it manages the traction for you so that you can get the most grip out of the vehicle and kind of the best launch. So basically, if let's just say you're drag racing someone, ideally you want it to be in ESC Sport because it manages the traction, it handles the power quite good, and then it hardly spins up. It'll spin up from the initial launch, but manages it, and then it'll grip, and it'll keep the revs at 4,000, and then, you know. But I like it when you just press the traction once, because that wheel spin, it's nice. I'm a car guy. I like that wheel spin and stuff. But as the owner of the vehicle, things that you need to consider: the other traction manages it. I don't wheel spin, saves tires. The one that I like doesn't save tires. You will change your tires if you launch this vehicle almost like every day or every second day. You will change your tires when you take this car for service, or even sooner, depending on how you drive a Polo GTI. And I think that's where I'm going to end it, this POV drive. If there's anything that I didn't cover in this video or in the full review, the full review will come out after this one. So comment what you think about this one. By the time you see this, I would have most probably shot the full review, because I'm going to shoot the full review tomorrow. I don't know when I'm going to drop this. I would most probably have shot the full review. Comment down on this video and the full review video what you'd like me, what you think about the car as a whole. Would you spend your money here, or would you spend your money elsewhere? But let me just give you guys one last one, because you guys are good people. See, uphill, the power is there. That's 100, that's 110, that's 122. Let me slow down. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm Nicky Nash. Unfortunately, you didn't see me today. You just saw my hands, my fancy watch, and the Polo GTI. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out. I'm signing out. I'm Nicky Nash.